So welcome friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining. Thanks for joining. Today we have an exciting session with my friend Paul Wilkinson. You have probably seen him on the social media a lot. He's a very active and avid follower and user of social media. Today we're going to talk about various aspects in the digital transformation and service management transformation in an organization. And I'll be asking Paul a series of questions based on our experience and based on what some of you had put into the question pack. So we will expect Paul to respond to that. So thank you, Paul, for joining. A little bit on Paul. Paul has been working with GamingWorks for the last 18 years. He has helped develop a lot of good stuff, content for GamingWorks, and he's one of the designers for the Mars Lander game, and we'll talk a little bit about that game as well. And that has a very, very direct impact and effect on the service management that we talk about. He's also a very senior speaker. He's spent a lot of effort on speaking on ITSMF and various forums. And also on a nice note, he's also been a cartoonist and used a lot of his creative self into following those images for the rest of us to really cherish. So thank you, Paul, for your time and welcome to this session.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to hearing the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. A lot of people are talking about throughputs and waste. I think these are two very important aspects on not just ITIL4, but I think overall the whole service management area. So how to create use case for improving throughput and also remove waste using continuous improvement. So what would your thoughts be on that?
Okay, my thoughts on that one are is what I particularly like about ITIL4, the service value system model. It's the best model ever to come out of ITIL in my mind. On the left-hand side, you've got opportunities and demands. And on the right-hand side, you've got value coming out. And on the outside of the service value system model, on the top, you have the guiding principles, which we touched upon briefly. These are behaviors. What does focus on value look like? Which behaviors will I see? What does collaborate and promote visibility look like? What behaviors will I see? And on the bottom half of the model, stretching from the left all the way to the right, is continual improvement. And basically what this means is you will never be able to optimize the number and amount of demands and opportunities, and you'll never be able to optimize the value coming out of the end unless you invest in continual improvement. But typically what happens is the only work we prioritize is the work from the business, features, incidents, problems, new work, and we don't prioritize continual improvement because we in IT are very bad at making the business case. So when you bring it back to the core concepts of ITIL again, ITIL4, remember the two words I mentioned in an earlier question, two key words are value and flow. So that means we've got to say, why is work not flowing? What's stopping work from flowing? Why isn't value coming out the end of the flow? Where are we losing value? Now, the reasons that work stops flowing or we lose value is because of waste and continual improvement needs. So we've got to learn, if we want to make the business case for continual improvement, you've got to visualize. How much value should have come out? Why didn't it? What caused us to lose the value? Downtime, rework, outages, lack of user training, people not informed on time. There's always reasons why that value wasn't realized. And very often those reasons are structural. Oh, this always happens. Oh yeah, we often forget to test. Oh, we usually get rework from changes because of. All those things you've got to visualize and say, these are continual improvement opportunities. Then you've got to make the business case. If we don't fix this waste, rework, downtime, what is its impact on future value? So how many more projects are likely to fail because of this? How many have failed in the past? If we don't do anything, it's going to fail again. Then it comes back to finding the right person to say, are you prepared to accept the risk of it happening again? And are you prepared to accept the loss of value every time this situation arises? If somebody says yes, no business case for continual improvement. If somebody says no, that's an unacceptable loss of value, what are you going to do about it? That's when we have to come and say, that's why we want this continual improvement project, to increase the speed of flow, increase the value coming out, and prevent the loss of costs, waste, rework, and potential damage to business value. We've got to start thinking in those terms in ITIL4, not in terms of events, incidents, problems, requests for changes, processes, procedures, incident management, problem management, tooling, service. We are so fixated on our own internal terminology, we forget what it's about. Value, flow.
Okay, thanks, Paul. I think that's very interesting, and I think I'm also trying to reiterate the fact that value and flow, these are two critical elements, and we should remember in most of the context that we are trying to put from a business use perspective. So thank you for that.